Hi, I'm Michael Burke, and this is Money Talks. Hi, welcome to Money Talks. I'm Michael Burke, and I am here with Joe and Anna Fox at the Antique Castle Mall on the Southeast Frontage Road, a little bit south of Highway 20. And unfortunately, for a lot of the people who have shopped here over the years, the antique side is going to be closing very soon on May 31st, 2015. Anna, you're retiring. Why did you decide to call it quits after 22 years in business?
Even though I loved it, every minute of it, but as the time went out, I decided, I have a young grandchildren, and I don't want to miss the time with them. So I said, this is the time to go, and I loved it, and I met so many wonderful people. I learned so much in here because everybody came with a little story, and they taught me many things which I didn't know. I thought maybe they enhance my knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
And it was really a wonderful experience. But 22 years, it takes, you have to put the deadline eventually.
Yeah, and even though this is only open Thursday through Sunday, behind the scenes, you were basically working the rest of that time setting up and things like that. So
yes.
It's pretty much very much a full-time job. Now, let me explain something briefly about the layout. Joe, your side is the side to the left when you enter the doors. That's the coin shop. You have collector knives, you have collector guns, some other cool stuff which I'll let you talk about. Okay. That side will stay open. It's only the larger side, the antique side, that's going to be closing. So why are you going to keep at it?
Mick, I'm too old to retire, so. And besides, what would I do? I would drive my wife crazy and everything else. So I spend enough time with the grandkids, take them to the movies and that. And I feel I have to be active. My dad lived to be 92, and up until he was 91 years old, he was very, very active. And I think I have the same genes.
Yeah. Now, before you opened this place, you two folks actually built this place. You had a coin shop in Burlington for quite a few years, right?
Correct, yeah. We were in Burlington for over 18 years.
Wow.
And then we decided we were either going to have to go big or just stay the way we were, and we thought there was no opportunity in Burlington for us to get larger. We bought the property out here in 92, built the building in 93, and we've been here ever since.
Why don't you just mention a few of the, well, let's stay with that for a second. You have another skill besides knowing old things, and that is you're an auctioneer. And so you were doing antique auctions, and that kind of led you to sort of naturally to add that to the business?
Yeah. We used to do antique auctions at the Broad Stop on Highway 50 and I-94 there. We'd run a space there, and I'm a graduate of the Worldwide College of Auctioneering. We're in Mason City, Iowa. Matter of fact, I booked 2 auctions before I even went to school. I figured I better learn.
Well, why don't you give us a brief demonstration of the auctioneer?
All right, now, what do you say? What do you want to pay? What'll you bid for now? Why did I have him make it 10? Young lady, would you like to get in 5, 15, and 20, and now 5 more? 25 and $30. Anybody else? You're all out. I just sold it his way for $25.
That's great. I want to stay with your coin shop side for just a minute. Give a couple examples. You placed something in my hand the other day when we did the interview.
Yeah, it was a 2.2 pound meteorite found in Argentina in the 1570 actually. And I like odd things, unusual things. I never know what people are going to bring into the store.
Is that how that one came to you?
No, actually, I was at a show, and a guy walked up to me, and he says, you know a lot about gems and stones and minerals? And I says, yeah, somewhat. And he says, what's this? I said, well, that's a meteorite, obviously. He says, you're pretty good. And then he gave me the paper he had with it. He knew what he had. And we negotiated a price. I bought it and put it in the store, and I really don't care if I sell it because of the neat factor. And everybody, oh, is that a real meteorite? I said, yes, it is. And it just adds a little pizzazz. So.
Yeah. And we'll get back to some of the other examples. Uh, Anna, it seems like it's a fun business to be in, just because there's so many interesting things that come through. Is it a fun business?
It is wonderful business because so many things have the history to
Yeah.
it, and people like drawn to it. They love it. They said, "Oh, my grandma had it." You know, we had some from 1800s dolls. We had the Victorian furniture. We had one time we had a beautiful sleigh in here, right up front in here.
Mhm.
We had a
How about some of these examples right behind
we
us?
had
Why don't
a
you tell us
wonderful, yeah, this is a wonderful old bench, and everybody comes and
Old
touches
workbench,
this.
yeah.
Yes, workbench, and say, how many pieces of furniture was there made on that?
Oh, yeah.
You know, somebody maybe made a beautiful crib or beautiful rocking chair. So
Right.
everybody is fascinated, and it just
When would this have been from?
this is like 18, maybe 80, 1875.
Mm.
You know, it was well used, as you can see, all
Yeah.
the holes.
Oh,
and
yeah.
so it's a relaxing shopping. People are not like when you go grocery shopping, I gotta
Right.
have it.
That's a good point.
So I love it. People come in and they just reminisce and they enhance what they had and they teach me things also. So-
Yeah, it's just as I mentioned to Joe the other day, it's like getting a little history lesson when you come in here. Joe, why don't you explain this thing here?
Well, what that is, which is really unusual, but it dates back to before electricity was really available out in the farms. The only way they could get water to irrigate is they would have to take and drill a well. Once they drilled a well, it was wind powered, and this is a windmill weight. And they came in various different sizes and shapes. This one happens to be a horse, which was fairly common, but they had cats, dogs, crescent moons, almost anything possible. And what that does is, when it's attached to the windmill, it gives it an eccentric propel so that it keeps it circulating in the wind. The hole in the horse is for when there was a very strong wind, they would put a bar through there to make sure that the windmill wouldn't operate and rip itself apart.
Oh.
But basically, they just pump water with it, and it's a windmill weight, and it's mounted on that piece of wood.
Yeah, that's very cool. And then behind it is a yoke. Would that be for oxen?
Oxen, correct, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, beautiful tiger wood, yeah.
Tiger wood,
Tiger
which
wood.
is the rare wood.
That
I-
comes from Asia or someplace like that?
You know, I don't know, but you know what? Every time anything comes at the auction with the tiger wood, it's just like because of the stripes.
Okay.
And
Oh, that's where it got named.
Yeah.
that's what it's got
Right,
the name. But
right.
it's very hard wood and always goes for a lot of money.
Mhm.
So
I asked you, and I'm going to ask you again, wouldn't it be, was there a lot of cool stuff in the early years that a table would come in or a secretary or something and you'd say, ah, that's going home with me? How often did that kind of thing happen?
at the beginning, because we were so excited about everything, I always kind of wanted everything to drag home. But as the time goes on, you know, your home gets furnished and you really cannot put any more stuff to it. So sometimes I would pick up the item from home, bring it and sell it, and then take and bought another item.
So you would basically upgrade.
Upgrade it. But you know, I gotten to the point that, you know, I love it when people come and they love it. I love it when they are excited about it.
Uh-huh.
So that's
You told me that people buy in a store like yours for different reasons. Why don't you just quickly mention some of the different reasons that you think they buy?
many times I find the customers, they buy their memories, okay, because they were, as a children, they play with the items, so they love to have it because it was lost. Then grandma had it, and they maybe inherited one little piece, but then they want to build on to their dishes or whatever. Other people buy it because they're useful stuff.
Mhm.
They like the old stuff, it's very well made, and they can use it, and they enjoy it, and enhance, gives the warmth to the house.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
You would have had to, antiques, I know you liked antiques when you started your business, but you hadn't really been in the business of antiques, so you had to learn pricing. Was that at all challenging or not?
It was challenging at the beginning because, you know, you had to get the knowledge somewhere so you were not too high on the pricing or you got a fair price for the people. But many people help me along because, and then going to the shows and auctions, seeing what the items are sold for. Therefore, and then you could buy the books and research it. Of course, now it's much easier. We can do everything on the internet, so that pricing is much easier these days.
Joe, the part of the business that's remaining, the coin shop, do you still find people coming in and looking for interesting money?
Oh yeah. Well, unfortunately, the collector base has really deteriorated. The majority of collectors, anything to keep it alive needs youth, because when we introduce the youth to some new collectible, they're the ones that perpetuate it. Unfortunately, the younger people don't collect. Like when I was a kid, we used to have baseball cards and coins and stamps. We had clubs in school, and we'd bring stuff and swap it in school. That's all gone now. The youth today, unfortunately, mostly is interested in the internet and the games and things of that nature. There's a little interest in it, but a lot of it, I find that the people that are really true collectors right now are people that are my age or younger and everything else, and they're still looking to...
So how are you going to keep your side going then?
Well, there always seems to be, there's value in what I have. Again, it's made out of gold, silver, things of this nature. I just recently bought a penny for $725, and I had a collector come in who I knew was trying to fill his book, and I said, I have a penny for you. And he said, what I think it is? I said, yeah, 1909 SVDB, and he paid me $8.25 for that penny. And he was happier than heck to get it. So it's still, and again now, Brian is in his 40s, so I mean he'll have a long ways to go. But unfortunately, we don't have the young people to come in, the teenagers and that type of thing, which I would rather see that.
Yeah, we're almost out of time, but Anna, you told me something that I used in my story, which is about how you look at old dolls and teddy bears and things like that. Tell us again how you...
of course, everybody wants everything mint in the box because that's what we see on the road show, that, it's been untouched, unplayed. But myself, I prefer something which is not totally demolished, but I like it when it has been played with, because I think about it, how the children enjoyed it. They played, and the story, and maybe the teddy bear was sitting there, and they talked to the teddy bear and slept with it, and so for me, I always think about it. I think what good times those things had.
Yeah, and antiques inherently, they're all about that.
Yes.
The people that have used them, the people that enjoyed them. Well, best of luck in the remaining time that you have. Again, I will say that Antique Castle Mall on the Southeast Frontage Road is closing May 31st of 2015, but the coin shop side with the antique knives and the meteorite and interesting things will stay open. So thank you, Anna Fox, Joe Fox. Thanks to our producer, Greg Shaver. I'm Michael Burke. See you next time.